Hello everyone, I'm Lorenzo and I'm here to welcome you back to the Uranium Shop. That's the name of this base and I'm sticking to it. This is Kerbal Space Colonization episode 3 where we will be working on the infrastructure to power our colonization as far as it hasn't been powered already because last episode we powered a nuclear reactor. Here it is, I'm not having my UI here. Here it is, the PDU is generating electricity by combusting uranium. Of course, it's not combusting it, it's splitting it apart at the atomic level. Yeah. So, what are we going to do this episode? This base is complete were it not for one item. That item is a rocket part producing workshop. When we have that, this thing will constantly be supplied with rocket parts and fuel and consumables, and that will make this base pretty much self-sustainable, if not completely. So we need that. Why haven't we built it yet? We don't have the technology. If we look at that, it's the Advanced Metalworks research node. It's 27 days from now. It's very close. And we only need a very basic build, because we just need that workshop, a little bit of RCS, and we can lift it off the pad here. Before we have that, I really don't want to build anything here. We have, let's see, we have 56 rocket parts remaining, but I think we also have some rocket parts remaining in orbit. Let's have a look at that. I'm not going to transfer them now, just going to have a look at... Yeah, we have... How many parts do we have up there? Apparently we've got like 6,900 up there. That should be enough to make a simple... Or we have 7,800 available. Either way, we've got a few thousand available. Enough to make a simple workshop, I think. Before that, I don't want to do anything. After that, as soon as this thing is building rocket parts, we are going to, well, start many interesting missions to mine the exotic fusion fuel carborundum to eventually power our asteroid inhabiting colonization ship. And for details about that, please watch the previous two episodes where we built this base in part, and I'm also explaining lots about my generational asteroid awesomeness. If that didn't make sense, no worries, those words kinda happened. So what will we do this episode? We will try to land on Gilly with a severely fuel deprived craft, the Gilly Eater. Worst comes to worst, we'll just get some science from that. We will attempt to build the rocket workshop, and depending on how time flows, we may have to do some resupplies, some rocket part shuttling, and maybe we'll even get to land on Eeloo. Alternatively, we get to launch some ion probes to the Joule system. Anyway, enough talking. Let's switch to the Gilly Eater and start some gameplay. Jump to ship. And whilst we do that, let me talk a little bit about the comments I got from you viewers. One of you said, well, all this big time jumping and skipping huge chunks, I don't really like it. I liked it a lot better when you did musical compilations and fast forwarding. And that's like 2 years ago when I did that. That's all. First of all, thanks for the constant comments and feedback and tips and ideas. I really do appreciate that. But what the problem is with the montages is, as soon as as long as it's a sequence that's like 15 minutes, I can pretty much record all of it and condense it, no problem. But if it's like 2.5 hours, one, it would be a lot of hard drive space recording all of that, and two, even condense, that would probably get really boring to watch. Or I'd have to speed it up so much that it's not really watchable anymore. So I don't really know a solution for that. The reason that this is an issue now is that I want to make this series more about the broad strokes of a space program and the colonization, and not so much about tracking every flight. However, every flight still has to be done, so I don't really know how to elegantly deal with that. Anyway, for now, we have to craft an encounter with Gilly. Oh yeah, and the problem was I did it completely wrong, I think. We need 152 meters per second. Something was up with this. Something horrible. Let's see, our orbit now is this. And our orbit after this burn. What's our orbit going to be after this burn? Why is this is a plane correction burn? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to fix the plane and then try and get an encounter. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's do that. I don't know why this was... this is difficult because of this. The fuel is completely gone. That is a problem. And oh yeah, and that happened because I've been an idiot earlier. What exactly happened I don't remember, but I do remember that this mission had enough fuel, and then after a lot of tinkering and fidgeting, it didn't. So let's not stop and think about that too much. Let's just time warp, observe Eve in the distance there. Wonderful planet. There is a probe on the surface from our previous show, Eeloo and Tylo, which is basically the same as this, but now we're basically just giving it a different name. No worries about that. Okay, 2 minutes, and keep in mind, all the time we spend here is time spent mining uranium on Minmus, which is called hard dollars in the bank or something. I don't know how people talk. 55 seconds. That's close enough for me on this multi-month orbit. Full thrust or little thrust? Full thrust for just a bit. Stop it. Whoa, that 10 units of fuel. I spend only half of it. Alright, so now we're in the plane of Gilly. Now we have to, at some way, somehow, to get an encounter. I have about 80 meters per second of delta V, I think. Let's see. What if I tweak my orbit here? 4 meters per second here. Oh! Look at that. That's like almost there. That's 1800 meters. That's an encounter right there. 60,000 meters, and 10 meters per second is even doable. Alright, we're gonna do that, no question about it. This will happen in 14 days, which is a nice time warp to the 26 days of that. Doing this, I do have to question, does Minmus have the supplies to last that long? Fortunately, the answer is easy, because, hey, look at that, we have no friggin' money. Now that's a bug. We actually have 160,000 monies, but still, the answer remains the same. That's not quite enough to build a sophisticated resupply ship. We deserted the orbital shipyard, may not have been a smart move, so we can't build anything there. And what we do have is a rocket part tanker, the big thing we launched. That's still in orbit of Minmus. It still has rocket parts, but we can also send it back without landing it. That's the benefit of those logistics hubs. But I think the easiest solution is to just wait until Minmus can produce rockets itself. And if we need supplies in the meantime, we will just kind of figure it out when that happens. Don't you love it when solutions are easy? When solutions are doing nothing? Maybe that's not actually a solution, but I'll follow the deception today. Alright, 10 minutes and 10 meters per second. That's not a coincidence. We have officially zero margin for error here. There's so little fuel available. So I think the first time in my life in KSP, I'm not going to use full thrust. I'm not going to be Jeremy Clarkson yelling power. I am going to gently nudge this spacecraft with 1% thrust in the right direction. Here we go. Zoom. A little bit more. Yeah. Oh, shit. Damn. That's quite sensitive. Alright, let's nudge it the other way. Hell yeah. 100 kilometers. Shall I try another nudge? Yeah, we have loads of fuel remaining. Oh god. It lost it again. The sphere of influence is so goddamn tiny. That's the problem, that is. Alright, another nudge. Oh, our separation is now 200 kilometers? Come on, I do want to encounter it pretty badly. I shouldn't have messed with it. Yes! Here we are, back. We have 60 kilometers. It's not gonna get better than that. We're just gonna have to do that. 16 days, and that means, yes, we can time warp, and at the same time, well, not at the same time, backup. Words. Proper order. Coherent speech. This means in 11 days, we get to start building the workshop. So that's a quick back and forth. And then while that's building, we can finish this off, and then we can finish our Minmus base. Yay, awesome things. So I am going to just nip out of here, visit the VAB, send the blueprints to the uranium shop, set those guys working, and then get back here. And I don't think I really need to show you. So all you'll note of that is a flicker in the screen and maybe some time elapsing, but mostly a seamless experience when we finish off with this ghillie mission. So prepare for the flicker. See, no, like nothing has happened. We are continuing on our course to ghillie. It's just about 3 days from now. Oh, look at that, the alarm clock just hiccuping. Nothing to worry about. I have jolly news. I just got a telegram from Minmus. They're doing well. They have processed about 50 units of enriched uranium. That's not a full load. A full load would be about 3,000. But production is positive. They still have supplies. They're recycling their waste into new food. They don't all like that, but they're doing it. All they need is water. The site they've picked for their base at complete random doesn't have any water, so they either have to ship it in, which they can probably trade for uranium, or they're gonna have to build a all-terrain utility vehicle which can fly and drive to prospect for water and then use the utility hub to actually get it to their main base. Either of these options is completely acceptable. For now though, we are piloting this probe. Let's have a look. We have now reached ghillie, this space rock that it is. Let's see, we have a temperature scan available. That's free. At least it costs electric, but it's free in the sense that it's infinitely repeatable. This does have landing legs, which is, I think, fairly optimistic because, well, let's face it, we're quite possibly not going to land on ghillie. Let's see how fast we have to go to, how much delta V it is to get captured here. Ooh, that's a finicky maneuver node. Let's be a little bit more careful and gentle. Some TLC for this space probe. Boom. There we are. That's a nice low periapsis. 81 meters per second. That's about exactly the amount I estimate is left in our tanks. So here's the plan. This is what we're going to try. We have 3 units of fuel. That's not a unit of fuel is not a lot. What we need is achieve orbit around ghillie. We'll do that. Recover scientific data from space around ghillie. We have done that already. Land on ghillie. This could probably read crash on ghillie. Let's see if that counts. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lower our orbit as low as it will go. And if that happens to intersect the ground, we'll try to orient our spacecraft in such a way that, well, the transmitting bit may survive. The gravity is very low. This should enable bounces, hopefully. We have the mystery goo available here. Note that we are going to save that for the last moment, because if we can do that from the surface, it will be worth more. No, we're not going to do that from the surface. We're going to do that from close to ghillie though, because that's as far as we can safely get, probably. Right. 1 minute from periapsis. I have to admit, we're going to get a lot closer than I thought would be possible. Here we go. 80 meters per second to do. We are not going to do a full burn because I want to be able to cancel, and full burn is liable to overshoot at this point. Oh my god, don't run out. Let's see, what do we have? This is amazing how far this thing gets on no fuel. I want to just intersect the ground. Not 7 kilometers, just like -1 meter. This will probably hit the ground, I mean, let's face it. And if it doesn't, we can lower it on the next orbit. No, go home or go big or go home. Yeah, this will intersect it. 400 meters, my ass. There will be a rock that's 400 meters high. Look at that! 0 units of fuel remaining. Our orbital speed, though, is 5 meters per second. We can probably stop at this point. Let's see, this is going to be interesting. Can we do a no-fuel landing with an unmanned probe on a rock that has, I think, the lowest amount of gravity in the game? Let's see if we can do it. Here we go. We're at 30 kilometers now. I know this has nothing to do with building bases. Although Gili would be interesting to build a base on. It's so low gravity. Not that that really matters. It would probably just make walking Kerbals about be very annoying. Right, we are going to get close to the ground somewhat in the dark, I think. Let's see, don't we get to do a temperature scan from close to Gili? I mean, surely this counts as close. No, still high. 8 kilometers, very high. No sarcasm there. Let's deploy our landing legs, full optimism. We are currently traveling at 24 meters per second. That's actually not that fast. That's less than highway speed. And yes, slowing down from highway speed by crashing into something generally hurts a lot. But maybe it will be okay. And I just saw that I have 2 science containers, 2 goo containers for science. So I decided to transmit from one of them. No backup fuel here, no. Right, we are barred from time warping here, so I'm going to do the physical time warping. Because, damn it, my kingdom for some time warp. Right, we're at 7 kilometers. I now kind of want to nail this landing. And this is KSP at its core. A flimsy rocket, insufficiently planned, no fuel, yet a strong desire for a landing. And somehow I feel if we do the suicide burn properly, we can get away with slowing down sufficiently to crash gently enough so that at least this bit survives. And that's what counts, because that has the probe core and the thermometer, and if the thermometer, the probe, some power and an antenna survive, well then that's good enough. Alright, enough talking. Let's return a temperature scan from near Gili and a goo observation as well, because hey, this is probably as close as we're gonna get. I know it reads 4,000 meters, but it's probably less than that. Oh, look at that engine gimbaling away. Oh, our surface speed is more. That's 30 meters per second. Now, I'm pretty sure we cannot decelerate that much on less than 1 unit of fuel. Probably not. But we can probably get like 10 meters per second. Maybe 20. More like 10. That means we're gonna impact at like, let's be generous and say between 15 and 20 meters per second. And that's too fast to live. But if this thing, also we're like completely horizontal, that's not good. If like maybe we can bounce a little bit and then the probe core hits a little bit slower, maybe then we'll be fine. And fine being as landing on Gili, I'm sure that counts if just the core survives, but ideally with a battery, an antenna and the thermometer attached, because then we can nail the contract. And no, it's not that important, but it would be cool. Alright, we're at 3,600 meters now, approaching 100 kilometers an hour, 60 miles an hour, something like that. The camera doesn't know what to make of it. This is more like an asteroid docking than an actual landing, because we are completely just like, oh, there is a shadow. Here we go. Get ready for final fuel burn. 1, 2, wait for it. Burn. 15 meters per second. Oh god, oh god, oh god. We have SAS. We're gonna have to try keeping our nose up into the air. Oh god. Alright, we have SAS. We lost the solar panel. That's it. We are at 8 meters per second. That was very stressful. But now I think we're gonna make it. We're at 8 meters per second. The previous landing we were at 15 meters per second. Our landing struts have held. Our probe core has held. If that hits the ground, we're done for. But if it doesn't, we're fine. I'm going to retract one of the panels. Oh, these are the unretractable ones, never mind. Give me resources. We have solar power to power the reaction wheels. We have no more fuel, obviously, but we have attitude control. So we want to hit the surface with, let's have a screenshot. This is a good screenshot. We want to hit the surface with just a wheel, not with just the struts. Here we go. Alright, quickly stay upright. Having a very strong reaction wheel has never been so nice. Here we go. Here we go again. We're now going at 3.8 meters per second. We're definitely slowing. Look at that vista. I am loving this no fuel landing. Wow, this is truly an alien scene. I wish there were people on board. They would love this. Alright. Coming in for a second attempt. Do we even still have... We still have a mystery goo container as well. Mission planning wasn't completely bonkers. We still have power generation. We have science capacity. We have antennae. We have everything. And let me tell you, 3 meters per second is actually a decent landing speed. Probably not for something this light, but still decent. One thing that is now happening is that this segment is taking up a lot more time than I was originally anticipating. So the rest of the episode will probably just be the completion of the Minimus base, but I think you'll agree with me that this is quite worth it. And if I'm going to stick this landing, holy hell, I may have to do a montage of that, like a whole separate video. But we'll worry about that after we actually nail the landing. Don't sell the hide before you shoot the bear. I'm not sure if that's an international saying. It's a Dutch saying though. Obviously not in English, but I took the liberty to translate it. Yeah, this is a nice moment because we are tensely waiting the next no fuel landing. The terrain isn't helping me because that's like sloping away as I'm descending, so we're going to impact a little bit faster than we would have otherwise. Anyway, I have a confession to make. I have done pretty much nothing but stay inside and play video games this weekend, and unfortunately it hasn't been KSP, so there's not a million videos waiting. It has been Planet Base, and that game is dangerous. I recommend staying away from it because as soon as you start it, you'll play it for days straight until something stops you by force. It really is good. It's like Banished, but with a space colony. Alright, impact again. Alright, alright. Keep the probe core away from the ground. All I'm doing is looking at the nav ball and trying, the second after we impact, trying to keep the probe core pointed at the sky. That's the only thing I have control over. The sun is still above the horizon because as soon as we go into the darkness, we could lose reaction wheel control, and that would spell disaster. Anyway, yeah, planet base. You're given a few colonists, you have engineers, workers, biologists, medics, and you have robots, driller robots, constructor robots, and carrier robots. And you need to make them survive. You need to make them food, you need to give them power. You've got solar panels and turbines. Unless, of course, you're landing on a gas giant moon with no atmosphere, then you got no turbines. But you also don't get sandstorms, which could hurt your colonists on like the desert planet. And then it's your general base building game. Really not that much unique about it, but it's a space themed survival hard-ish base builder micromanagement game, and I just love it. It's so good. Alright, impact again. 2 meters per second now. This is the slowest yet. Oh no, I want to hit on 2 legs. Come on, standing. Yes, don't have a lot of horizontal velocity anymore. The landing legs look a little bit weird. They're like inverted, but that doesn't matter. I have the reaction wheel, but not the SAS, so I'm having to do this manually. I get a lot of questions on my channel as well, like why the hell don't you use SAS? Well, one, I don't feel like I need it all the time, and two, I always forget to add the actual controlling modules. Like here. Alright, I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think I just, after, well, a generous amount of hours in KSP, Steam says 450, but that's the minority of the hours that are involved in my KSP lifetime. I think I just did the first no fuel landing. We're not technically landed yet because we're still quite in motion, but hell yes, we are going to transmit science from the Gili lowlands that we've landed on with no fuel. Oh, damn yes. I'm gonna do a victory dance. What? We landed on Gili with no fuel. That was the victory dance. Short victory dance. I just felt ridiculous there for a second. Yeah, that's that. Contract completed. Back to the business as usual. Wow, this is a lot of money as well. I had no idea it would pay that well. Screw the uranium shop. We don't need that anymore. Not really. We kind of still want it. Wow, I don't want to abandon this cool robot. I want to go here and fix its solar panel and fill it up with fuel and send it home. This thing needs to come home. But we can't do that at the moment. Right. Take a breath. Say goodbye. It landed on such a slope as well. What a trooper. Gili, ladies and gentlemen. Awesomest rock in the solar system. Now we shall visit the uranium shop, the place where we started this episode and many other good things, and we shall endeavor to finish it. Once and for all. Well, not for all, technically speaking, just for the managers and aficionados of our space program. We'll be selling the uranium to the highest bidder. And we'll put a sticker on it not to be made into bombs, but that'll just be a sticker. Right on. Static on the portraits, there they are. Back with us. Let's have a peek at our resourcing. Of course, we have plenty of electricity. We have a functioning nuclear power station here. We didn't tell them about radiation. It's probably fine. Supplies are, I think, dwindling incredibly slowly because they're being recycled through the mulch and organics or substrate. All that needs is water. We talked about that before. Funny thing, there's recyclable storage here, and off screen between episodes I stripped this base of solar panels, engines and other superfluous parts. Didn't do much good in the frame rate department, unfortunately. And every time I did that it said, screw you, there's no space for your recyclables, they're gone. So I don't know how to make them get absorbed, because the active vessel, being the whole base, had the space but didn't take the parts. Anyway, I took y'all advice. I got the uranium shop here. Yeah, let's finalize the build. No, yeah, this is the uranium shop. I've got the rocket shop here. Finalizing the build. We're gonna put some monopropellant in it. Half should be enough. And I have SAS on here. Yeah, let's also switch to it. Why can I not control this? This should allow control, yes? Is this not a remote control thing? Oh, goodness gracious. Do I need to add a Kerbal? Oh, God. I bet I built something that is actually unpilotable. That would mean I would have to scrap it and build it again. That's actually not that big a deal because it was 1500 rocket parts. But it would annoy me. And I would be an annoyed YouTuber. That's probably not that bad. I mean, the world has seen quite a lot worse. But still, let's try and not have that happen. Come on, grab it. Board it. Can I now control this? No, 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 no. I'm going to have to scrap it and rebuild it, I think. Can I recover it? Probably not, because even though there's facilities here, that doesn't count. Alright, is Bill an engineer is the next question. Screw it, we're just gonna send this back to the drawing board. And because it's on the launch pad here, I sent away my Grabatron, I don't know what else to do with it. I hope Bill's an engineer. He's an engineer, look at that. And now I get why the recycling isn't working. Because this vessel doesn't have the possibility to recycle. Oh no, I'm gonna have to click off all the RCS thruster blocks. Oh god. It's only 4. No! I put RCS on the bottom as well. Oh shit. Oh, what now? Can I switch to the launch pad? Will it recognize that there is still something on it? No, it doesn't. Oh, screw it. That's... Okay, the problem, in case you hadn't noticed, is I lost Bob. Ah, here he is. The problem is that this thing is not controllable because I'm an idiot. It's also not scrappable because it has RCS parts on the bottom, which I cannot reach with Bob. Fortunately, I can probably push it off. I'm doing this too often. Come on, Bob, get it together. Yeah, well done. I'm doing this too often. I'm constantly building stuff here and then having to like push it off the launch pad so I can throw it away and build something else. The problem is I put like the SAS module on it in continuing the theme, like what's your problem with RCS? I put the RCS module on it, and then I didn't put an actual control unit on it, like a probe core or something like that. And that means, I hope this isn't going to explode everything. Yeah, come on Bob, deal with it. That means I can't pilot it. Which, no, don't screw up the miner. I think I may have to disengage this link for a second. There's a piece of debris in it. That means I couldn't pilot it, and I wanted to scrap it, and scrapping it involves taking out the child parts before the parent parts. I mean, if there's RCS modules somewhere, you cannot... this is dangerous. I don't want to scrap this thing, I want to unlink it. If there is child parts, you cannot scrap the parent. So I have to take off the RCS blocks one by one, and then kill the whole workshop. But I put RCS nodes on the bottom, because I thought that would be a good idea for thrusting it up. But it was resting on the launch pad, so I couldn't get to it. Jesus, that was a long ass explanation for something quite simple. Okay, once more our bread, the miner. Oh, what? We just got some more FPS. These links, they actually eat FPS. I hadn't thought that. I hadn't considered that. Oh, that's interesting. Or maybe it was the glitching of... Here it is. You can only scrap parts without child parts, because there are thrusters on here. Fortunately, the scrapping has a relatively long range. This actually goes faster than I thought. Scrap it. Yeah, this still has stuff on it. Actually, is this a good spot for it? I mean, I'm working on getting rid of it, but I am also getting it into position. So if I can push it more, apparently I can't push it more. If I can push it more, then it could be fine. It just needs to not be like in between the miner and the hub. So here goes another push. Push, hopefully. Boom. What the hell? Alright, that's weird. Maybe best to scrap it after all. Bob seems mangled. No? Are you happy? Bob? Hello? Are you happy, Bob? Are you having fun? Report, Bob. Yeah, you're just above the surface, stoic as ever. Do you still have fuel? Walking back would be a pain. Hello, Bob. Uranium shop to Bob. What the hell are you doing? You're getting out of comm range. This is a reenactment of the ghillie landing. Yeah, there you are. 300 meters. Come on, Bob. Get it together. Back to the shop. Alright. This episode is going nuts. This is gonna be it. We're gonna get this module fixed, and that's the end of that. And harking back to my earlier confession of only playing planet-based, awesome game that it is, I don't have anything else prepared either. And I'm gonna try my darndest to get the episodes for next weekend with more stuff and launches and exploring. I want to explore the sun. I want to make a miner. I want to upgrade the tracking station so we can actually go and find some asteroids to grab. But I'm not sure I'm gonna make it. It's a busy week ahead again. Yeah, this thing has definitely gone wonky. And it's now haunted, and I'm gonna delete it. Alright, that was an autosave. That's probably a good idea. Thanks, game, for having my back. That's what am I doing? What am I making a problem? This is only like 6 more parts, so let's get rid of this. And I wonder why these connector tubes make the frames per second lower than rather than higher. I might have to rebuild something once we're flush with all the cash in the world that consolidates all these modules and then just get rid of all these connector tubes. That would make the frames per second bearable, maybe. Alright, well, something to think about. For now, we are going to get rid of this. And this. Or is it now suddenly solid again? No. Alright, we're gonna scrap it from the inside. No child parts. Where are the child parts? Oh, here, there's still an RCS block here. Scrap it. Scrap it. No, still child parts? Where then? Is there still a battery attached somewhere? Wait, we can probably do something easier. Ending the flight. Although that feels cheaty. Where is the child part? That's the question. This is the top. Is there something on the bottom? Like a hidden RCS port somewhere. Or can you maybe not scrap ships out of existence? Alright, I'm going to do the nasty and no, I did not just say that. I am here with this part. It has all the electric charge. I don't know how it has that. And I'm going to... I can't end the flight. Alright, I wanted to do that. I'm going to go to the space center, make one with a command pod, and just delete this one, because I can fly through it and I can't scrap it, and that doesn't feel right. So please bear with me, we'll be right back. Right on. All fixed. That cost about 1800 rocket parts, but well, we've suffered worse. Right on then, we'll just rebuild it same way as it was, except with control units. 1500 parts, we can do that easily. That takes just under 2 hours. And well, let's warp that time past. Let's see, where do we want to put it? There's no connector here. Probably just after, behind this one here, or on the other side of the grinder. You know what? I'm just gonna take off with it, and we'll see like which direction it leans. Oh, I could have reconnected the miner. That would have be a good idea. Oh well. Typical Kerbals. They're mining uranium, enriching it, and where do they store it? They store it in the reactor, obviously. I mean, why not? Why the bloody hell not? Alright, half of that, and I'm not doing that to conserve fuel because we're just making more anyway, but to lighten the load of this fuel whilst flying. Alright, we have control, hurrah. We also have a little bit of electric charge, actually a lot of it. So, SAS on, let's do it properly. Control from here. Oh, we can't. We can't control from here, can we? Alright, so we're controlling from here. We're staring in that direction. Forward is... Which direction is forward? Oh wait, I do have control. RCS on. Why isn't the RCS doing anything? You guys all saw this, right? I hit half a tank, not zero. I didn't say don't put any bloody fuel in it. Alright. To the logistics machine. Oh, we don't have any propellant. Alright, that's okay then. We're just going to build some propellant. Man, it's complicated building a base like this, but nothing like the bases in Planet Base. Yes, first thing is to reconnect the miner to the electric, fire up the monopropellant refinery, and then transfer... Oh god, first thing is not die under the mining platform. I think this guy is lucky that all these miners are offline. I'm too hasty for this. I'm too rushed to walk/fly about Minmus. I just go too fast, crash into everything, and now I'm doing it again. Alright, I'm sick of it. Right. Grabbing a connectron and not scrapping it. That's important. No, I almost clicked it. Link. This time we're just gonna walk there. And I hope this is the last time I'm gonna have to disable this. You may notice, if you've got a sharp eye, that this base is now a little bit further away than it was before. And that's because I had a little incident off screen where the wreckage spawned inside it, pushed this up, and it actually moved a few meters away. That was quite scary, but nothing else happened, so that was actually fine. Why won't it let me link with this? Is it now too far? That would be something, and that would mean I'd have to go ahead and fly with this. Alright, come on. Please let me just link it. Alright, we're gonna fly it and do it whilst airborne. Taking care to avoid the scrap part button. Clunk, there we did it. Alright. Now to put this guy inside again. My god. There is quite some stuff to do with a base like this. I need a better solution. If I'm gonna have a base here on Minmus, and one on Eeloo, and another one on an asteroid, things are not going to manage themselves and will get frustrating quickly. Let's hope that that won't happen. I don't want to scrap the crew part, the crew hatch. No. Oh god. Yeah, it's a bouncy castle. I get it. Yes, I get it. You want some fun as well. You don't want to be an asteroid miner. You signed up to advance the frontiers of zero-G fun stuff, but come on, stop gallivanting around for 1 second. Right. Monopropellant. Refine that stuff. Start everything. Because why not? Can we please get on with it? Come on, start everything. Just wait until you have ore. Start the mines. The drills. Start the drills, not the mines. I don't care what you do with the mines. Start the harvesters. Oh, we got a nuclear power plant now as well, so that means infinite mining. Start all the drills. Start this harvester. Start that harvester. How much? No water drills. That was expected. Start the ore harvester. How much monopropellant are we currently making? Is it 0? It's probably 0. Now here's the question. Why is it 0? Stop everything but the monopropellant. Can we then get monopropellant? Yes, we're now making monopropellant. Start all these drills as well. Boom, boom, boom. Do we have any hidden drills? Yeah. Come on. Drill, drill, drill. Get it all above ground. Yes. Alright, now we're making monopropellant. Good. Time warping. How much monopropellant would we need? That's the next question. I would say 100 will do it. Let's go for 200. 150, alright, that should do it. We'll grab the colony logistics, and much good as it does for orbit to surface transfers, just this is also very, very useful. Just useful. Come on. Full on, set. And now it's an error. No, no, no. New transfer. From the uranium shop to the rocket shop. Monopropellant. Fill it up. Yes, please. Initiate. What the hell is this? Arrival 0? Nan? Oh, it's already arrived. Is that it? I think that's it. Ooh, these are some sketchy things. The monopropellant is kind of gone. Let's do a little bit of time warping then. I mean, if it failed, we're gonna have to do a new transfer anyway. Oh god, I think it failed. Wanna check? Oh, come on. Goodness gracious, what the hell? Why is it so complicated to now make a simple last base part? Right. We shall not dither and lose hope. We will just ditch this. Take our losses. It's gonna go to the rocket shop. We're gonna send monopropellant. We're gonna send 299 units. And it's gonna say Nan. No, no, no. If it says Nan, we're not gonna do it. Nan incidentally means that the computer doesn't understand the number. That's a little shortcut, but it's an error basically. Yes. Monopropellant. 59. 59. 499. Set. Oh, why is it doing the Nan thing? Is it because the thing is like too close? It's like literally occupying the same bit. Do we have to ferry it to and fro? Do we have to like send it to the Minmus Express first and then transfer it back? Let's try that. Oh god. No, we can transfer it to something that's like sort of close. We have the stupid refuel robot. Fill up. No? Monopropellant? Fill up. Set. I think it's gone completely crazy. Is it now maybe completed? Oh god. Alright, one more try and then I'm through with it. This is the refinery. Colony logistics. New transfer. From the uranium shop to the rocket shop. I'm dealing in a lot of shops here. Monopropellant. 255 units. I'm gonna have to hit set. It's gonna say Nan. Nan cost. Maybe that's okay. We will pay the infinite cost. Initiate transfer. 48 days and some nonsense. Alright, we lost that. Alright, here I'm gonna fix this, but not here on screen in the episode. It's already going on far too long. Alright, close your eyes. Imagine a workshop majestically lifting off, floating between these modules, making a barrel roll between the logistics hub and this thing. Maybe not a barrel roll, maybe just a somersault. Touching down slightly too fast, but slowly enough to not explode. The tubes expand and the base is complete. Something akin to this is going to happen once I hammer this mod into submission. But I will do said hammering in between episodes and end this one here with a very obnoxious mobile fabrication module. I hope you enjoyed the show. My details to follow and Twitter and God knows what else to check for updates are below the video. Do all those things and check back next weekend where I hope I'll have some more episodes. No promises though, but I will try because damn it, I want these bases to work and export their gains. And for those of you that haven't clicked away yet, there's one bonus feature. We're gonna upgrade the tracking station if the money from Gilly is actually sufficient for that. Let's have a look at our tracking station. I may have had to use the other mouse button there. This is getting to be quite a long bonus feature. Come on, I have to do it quickly, otherwise it will be obvious that something is still up. Yeah, upgrade. I want to see how long it takes. Oh, here, 19 days only. Cool, see you next episode where we'll probably start hunting some asteroids. I'm Lorenzo, this was fun, see you next time.